Good morning. You're now listening to Kingston Community Radio, airing on FM 92.5 and AM 920, WGHQ, Kingston, New York. This programming is brought to you by our listeners and corporate underwriters who are interested in presenting local community radio. The opinions expressed on this program do not represent those of Pamel Broadcasting or Kingston Community Radio. Listeners are encouraged to send in $10 per month to help bring this program to you. Mail your contributions to Kingston Community Radio, Post Office Box 4364, Kingston, New York 12402. For more information or to donate online, visit our website at mykcr.org. And good morning. This is Dan Gatis, cheering you on for a terrific Tuesday today. Thank you for tuning in, being early birds like us, being a part of today's program. Tuesday, August 17th, and at 66 degrees as we start out the day. And we'll be right back after these messages.
Thanks for starting your day with Kingston Community Radio on 920 WGHQ AM Kingston and 92.5 W223CR FM Kingston, New York. Magic 92.5.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Diane Eastwick from Athens, New York, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
Thank you for listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio, WGHQ 920 on your AM dial, 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. 331-9255 is our call-in number. 331-9255 is your call-in number. A little weather and forecast for Kingston and the surrounding areas. Considerable cloudiness today with occasional rain showers, a high of 77, 60% chance of rain. Variable clouds tonight with showers at times and perhaps a rumble or two of thunder. 53% chance of rain. We could say 50% chance of rain with a low of 68. And Wednesday's showers early, then scattered thunderstorms developing later in the day on Wednesday. A high near 80, 50% chance of rain on Wednesday. And Wednesday night, mostly cloudy with showers and a few thunderstorms. Low of 69, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms Wednesday night. And let's get back to the on-air studio. Let's get to the on-air studio today for a terrific Tuesday startup. Good morning, folks.
Good morning. Terrific Tuesday.
It is a terrific
Although
Tuesday,
about
Cameron.
to be a wet, terrific Tuesday.
Yes.
But,
but we do need rain, right? We haven't had
Sort
much of it,
actually,
right?
the grass did finally burn up, so I didn't have to mow much this week, which is always nice.
It's hard to believe. You know, when you get all that rain and you say to yourself, there's no way.
Enough's enough.
Yes, right?
And then a week
Yep.
later, it's burning up. So.
Right? And I saw the Colorado River out there, and Lake Powell.
They're like, you're going to
Yes.
shut down the farmers and stuff in Arizona.
Right. Yeah.
Terrible.
Not good.
Well, you know what? Speaking of
Oh,
water
yeah, and
fires,
fire.
terrible fires.
Great segue.
What a perfect segue. We have Bill Knowles and Bob Messina with us this morning. And these guys are here with the Volunteer Firemen's Hall and Museum. And good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How? Well, one, you guys are here to promote an event you have coming up. And then we talk a little bit about the the history and the building and all that kind of collections and all that. So,
Okay. Well, we're here to promote our 17th annual, sort of annual, since we missed the COVID year, fire engine muster and open house. It's going to be Saturday, this coming Saturday, August 21st. It starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, and with the setup, and if anybody's going to be bringing an engine way, they start coming in around 9 o'clock, and the event itself will be basically closing down for the closing pieces of it at 3 o'clock because we have a silent auction. At last count, there were 70, my wife and Tracy Beffume have put together 70 baskets.
Oh my goodness, 70 baskets.
Yeah, there is, well, today I've got to run around with her and get even more gift cards from the local merchants. They have been amazing.
That's great.
Fantastic.
So are all these baskets there to bid on?
They're going to bid on, as in the silent, we're not going to have an auctioneer. You just go up, you write down your bid, and then somebody else comes behind you and bids you up, and then,
Sure.
So at 3 o'clock, it gets stopped. The highest bidder gets the basket, and we'll be closing that part of it out. There's going to be a little raffle for, they made up, I think 10 or 15, Bob? The pails for the kiddie pails. They're little raffles for a quarter apiece.
Oh, yeah.
That's cute for the kids.
And it's really popular.
Well, that's perfect for kids.
Yeah, right.
And that's the big. I would imagine that's your biggest draw is, families.
Oh no, that's a good segue, and that you think of a museum and you think of it not really being kid friendly. We are.
You are is right.
We let that-
So just before we get too far off course, so all these baskets, they'll be on display in the museum?
Yes, they
so
will.
throughout the day, anyone can come in and stroll through?
Stroll through, bid on it.
And then at 3 o'clock, boom, bids
And
are
done,
sealed and...
we start announcing the
that's
winners.
cool. That's
Now,
great.
the other part is we have another raffle. We have two battery-powered child's fire engines right around.
That's cool.
And we had gotten one for the 2020 muster, which got canceled, and Tractor Supply donated us another one. So we have two raffles.
Oh, that's cool.
That's fantastic. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And so that's part of it. And then out on the street will be 30-odd trucks, fire engines, maybe a police car if Joe Sinagra
30,
brings.
wow. That's a lot. Because you close off the block between, Maine and John?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So I've been, I think the thing that scares me the most after all over each year is all of a sudden I have like 50 or 60 trucks and I don't know where to put them.
Well, that's
That is
not
a
a bad problem to
problem.
have,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
I mean, so, so these are all antiques. Is there an age requirement or,
Well, they're not all. No, I learned early on that, bring any of them, because, over the years, Kingston Fire Department has brought in their ladder truck. They brought in the hazmat truck. Sometimes they bring in engine 2. So there's always.
Modern equipment?
Modern equipment. Ulster Hose brought in their tower truck a couple of years ago, put their big American flag on it.
Yeah.
That was a
Great.
sight.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
That was
those things are impressive. The engineering and,
And a lot of the guys, they're privately owned fire trucks.
I was going to say, so most of these are, other than, current active
yes.
vehicles, they're all privately owned, right? By
a lot of them
hobbyists
are,
and
yeah.
collectors or
Yep.
aficionados, whatever. How far and wide do people come from to bring in trucks?
We had a guy from our last, our last muster from Ticonderoga.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. And this is your one and only fundraiser for the year.
Yes.
And for those of you that have visited the Firemen's Museum, it's such a little hidden gem in Uptown Kingston. And through this fundraiser, you're able to pay your expenses and to keep the museum open. So it's important to support the museum, not only to go visit, but for this fundraiser, because it is your one and only.
Oh, absolutely. Our operating funds, well, the city owns the building and they're still paying the electric and the utilities. We still have things like telephone and Wi-Fi and all the insurances, liability insurance is
Yeah, I'm sure for a
ain't
public
cheap.
for a public place. I'm sure. Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you have to protect what's inside too.
Oh, yeah.
Insurance wise,
Yes.
So
So, and then we have a project going on right now. We have a statue of the first chief of the Kingston Fire Department.
Oh, and who was that?
Chief Weber.
Okay.
Now, our statue is really the model for his monument that is on his grave down at Montrepose. And if you go into Montrepose, you go in the main entrance and you see this big white statue that's sitting on a grave of a fireman. That's Chief Weber. And
what year was he chief? For years. On the spot.
yeah, you're putting me on the spot because that one I happen.
No, it's
Oh,
no.
no.
1860.
Yeah, it was the late 1800s, early
1800s.
1900s. And the statue that we have it needs restoration. And, what was it, like 13,000, Bob?
Something like that, yeah. It's expensive.
Oh, it
It's
is.
expensive. And
Is it
that
on
was,
display currently?
yeah, it's on display currently. We just,
Okay.
we haven't, we have a person down in Long Island that will do the restoration. But of that 13,000, probably 6,500 of it is transportation.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
You have to be really careful with something like that.
Yeah. It'll be like that. No arms or
Yeah, right.
The Michelangelo things in the museum.
Yeah.
No
Right.
arms.
Yeah.
And where is the statue going to be placed?
It's
would stay-
it's where it is now. It's going to stay. When we get it redone, it will be right back where he's been for
Inside.
inside.
Oh,
and,
okay. Huh.
yeah,
Yeah.
Is it life size?
If it is, he's a small person.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's probably 3/4 or more.
That's good. I don't.
Yeah,
I've
3/4
been in
time.
the hall several times. I don't recall seeing that.
Yeah, well, if you go into the meeting room, the parlor room, the meeting room, it's
upstairs.
upstairs, all the way forward, and it's on the left-hand side. And it's when you look at it, it's like, whoa, this is an amazing piece of work. You hate to see it just sort of
Oh,
crumbling
absolutely.
apart.
Yeah, definitely.
So, to our listeners, we're on the air with Bill Knowles and Bob Messina from the Kingston Volunteer Firemen's Hall and Museum. And just a quick plug: this Saturday is the muster, and it probably runs concurrently. What's the times of the muster for the public?
Okay, the muster starts at 10 a.m. and the ending of the silent auction and the drawings of the raffles will begin at 3, and the whole thing is over by 4. And at 4 o'clock, the exhibitors will proceed lights and sirens to the Elks Lodge for a reception. And in some ways, that's one of the more popular parts of the
event,
day,
right?
Of the day. People come out and you get people standing on the street. Oh wow, a parade!
Yeah. It's got to look
So-
pretty cool. The different kinds of lights and sounds, the different sirens.
It's fantastic. I mean, I get to drive the trucks a lot, on different functions, and that's the best when you get everybody just waving at you.
Kids, yeah. I mean, I think
I'll ring the bell, and just everybody's waving at you because, I mean, the one truck is our our oldest truck is 1934 Sanford.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it still runs
Yeah.
like a top.
Yeah, that's
you know.
cool.
And the other one's a '56 American LaFrance. And just when you're driving them, it's just people looking at you, waving, everybody's taking pictures.
It's nostalgic.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
it's
for-
great.
you know, people that are older, you know, they remember them, you know, and
Oh yeah.
Well, I remember the 56 LaFrance.
and that was a Kingston vehicle.
That was a
Yes.
Kingston.
Oh, wow,
yeah,
that's
that
cool.
was that. The one that's in the museum is
Kingston's
from
own. So that's even
Kingston's from
cooler.
Union Hose downtown on
Oh, wow.
East Union Street, and Kingston had a twin that was at Excelsior Hose, which was my fire company when I joined the back in the dim times. It was the late '60s, early '70s, and I drove that.
The twin.
The twin for a number of years. So yeah, it's I get in and it's like, oh wow, I remember these days.
Memories, right? What route do you take? So if people want to come out, it'll be at 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be leaving, going to the Elks. So do you go down Wall Street, or how do you go?
No, we'll be going Main Street to Washington Avenue to Hurley Avenue, and then
To the Elks.
That's cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so Maine,
anybody
yeah.
who wants to come out and watch.
Maine or Washington would be
Yeah.
the best bet. Yeah,
Yeah.
parking
Yes.
and.
Oh, yeah,
everything,
definitely.
And that'll be at 4 o'clock on Saturday.
yeah, it'll
That's
start
cool.
shortly after 4.
Yeah, well, there's gonna be a lot of people uptown. If it's anything like the last several
a few
weekends, there's
weeks,
a lot
yeah.
of people uptown.
Oh yeah,
Very
they'll-
busy up there.
It's
it
been
is.
jumping
Yeah.
up there. Do you guys work in the museum like on weekends? Have you noticed an uptick of business over the last couple of years, or
Well, this
last
year,
not so
last
much,
year,
but-
yeah. This year is, well, how much, I know you've been there when it's been.
Yeah, I mean, I average sometimes we have split. We have guys that come in the morning and then in
Oh,
the
yeah,
afternoon.
long day.
I mean, I average sometimes 20 people.
That's great.
We have guys that even one day we had 60 people came through at one time.
Yeah. That's cool.
So it varies, but and we get a lot of people from I get people from Kansas City. I had a couple one weekend from Manchester, England. Yes.
Yeah, that's
you
cool.
get
Yeah.
Do you have a little logbook, little sign?
Yes, we
Oh,
do.
That's cool.
Yes,
That'd
we
be
do.
nice to flip through every
Yeah,
once in a
yes,
while.
we do.
Yeah.
A lot of people from down in Brooklyn and the Manhattan
Yeah,
area,
yeah.
but we get a lot of people from all over, and it's interesting. It really is.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, I
So-
wouldn't doubt if people, particularly this. I mean, if this is broadcast or advertised, your muster, I'm sure there's people that are fans or themselves coming just for this. So
Prior to COVID, we had one of the musters. There was a family came in, a couple of kids, and they had their little fireman's hats and like that. They were from Brazil.
really,
Yeah,
They
shocked
had
amount of people that come to visit here.
they had
Yes.
come back especially to see the muster.
timed their vacation for the
that's
muster. Yeah, that's
great,
cool.
yes.
That's really neat.
So if somebody walks into the museum, what are they going to see? So they come into the front door, and on the ground level, you have your trucks. And can we talk a little bit about the exhibits and what's in the museum itself?
Yeah, pretty much our ground floor. We have our two old antique fire apparatus. We have a few parade wagons. We have a hand pumper.
1845.
1845, yeah, 1845 hand pumper. And then all around we have different exhibits, uniforms, old caps and badges, a lot of fire extinguishers, of just a bunch of different, a lot of pictures, of different fires that went on in Kingston. There's one picture that I always just blows my mind of the Kingston Hospital in 1926. It's just you look at it and go, wow.
Like a house.
It like a house. It looked like someone's house.
Yeah. It
you
wasn't
know?
like a.
And
industrial.
you just look at it and go, wow, that's what it was in 1926.
Now, I think one of the coolest things you have is the big. I was looking for the name of it. The scoreboard type thing. The mechanical.
The run board, the running.
Yeah, that would light
yeah.
up or not.
Like,
Not
yeah.
light, but
Yeah.
indicators of the
Right.
different call boxes.
There's an alarm system that goes with that with the big board, and there were red alarm boxes that were out on the streets. They were-
Pull stations.
Pull
are,
station,
and
yeah.
that's the modern version, but back then it was.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, in the actual development of those happened in the late 1870s. So they, in the bigger metropolitan areas, they started bringing them out. We have some things that kind of indicates that Kingston started having one in the early 1900s. So,
And they were hooked up to the telegraph wires, right?
Well, it is a telegraph.
Wired. Each one, like that,
They were all wired, yeah.
Right, dead run or whatever you say, from each box wired right to the firehouse.
That's exactly
So it
what
must
it
have been
was.
like spaghetti. Stick it,
But it went to a central station down in the Midtown, and
Is that the one that's currently there?
yeah,
Is it the first? That was the first.
that was the central station down there. Went in 1908. So the,
Okay,
that
yeah,
was-
the one
that
by the
was-
high school there. Or,
Yeah.
On,
O'Reilly.
perpendicular to
O'Reilly Street,
O'Reilly, yeah.
O'Reilly, yep.
Oh, okay, so everything would have been wired into that. All the call boxes. Oh my gosh.
All of them would have been wired there and then turned around and wired back out to all of the fire
Other
stations.
stations.
Now, you
Man.
say you drive around Kingston now,
Well,
and
there's a
you,
lot of electrical fires back there.
yeah,
A lot of extra
Yeah.
wires.
Let's see, what was the number? Do you remember? I think it's
How
like
many?
25 or 30 fire stations.
In this
in the city.
of Kingston.
Oh yeah, you
What?
Yeah, volunteer
yeah.
companies, yeah. They're all
I mean,
volunteer.
you just go down Twaskill down in
Yeah.
Wilbur, or the old Rondout station.
Pewaukee.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
there's two in Pewaukee. You've got
Worth
courts
Street,
and
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Rapid Hose, Excelsior.
Rapid Hose, yeah, Excelsior, that's now, that's a real estate building now, yeah.
President's Place over there, or whatever it is. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
But there's only one left, I think it's Courts.
Courts
That's
is
the
the
one
only
down,
volunteer
right.
one left.
that's the only
So
volunteer.
you have
Where
30.
is that one?
On your way down to the Kingston Point.
On Delaware Avenue.
On Delaware Avenue,
really?
correct.
That seems to me like the smallest. It's just like a one bay.
Yeah.
They only have a mini pumper, that's it, it's like, that's all
And
they
it's
have.
a modern, not modern, but it's a functioning,
Yes,
fire piece of apparatus or whatever. Huh.
I'm not even quite sure how many members they have left.
I don't know. It's not.
yeah.
Not of any.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Wow. Huh.
That's
yeah,
when-
that's when Rapid went. I thought Rapid was going to be the last one to go, and Courts would go first, but it wasn't. Rapid just.
Now,
went
they're
over.
responsible for all their own bills and all that?
Um,
And by now, the building's probably
Yeah.
bought and paid for, right? So,
Yeah.
but taxes, utilities, insurance on the vehicle, gear, their own turn.
the city bought owned most of the buildings. Now, having said that, some of the buildings like Wicks off of Foxhall was owned by the company. It was, I'm not sure about Courts, but I do, because Courts was literally built by Courts.
Well, his house is right
Right,
there.
yeah,
Probably
yeah.
self-serving to a degree, but hey, who cares?
Right,
Well,
yeah.
Not any fire,
His employees talked him into getting a fire engine because he needed it at the brickyard. And
Oh, yeah,
then
yeah.
after a while, they said, "Well, why don't you build it?" And they built the firehouse, and they moved the fire engine off, and then they started taking calls on the on the streets.
That's neat.
Yes.
Hi, yes, Bill, Bob, I have a question in regard to Connolly. I live down in the Rondout, and every day at 12 noon, except for Sunday, you get a nice siren. But every now and then, it seems to be, if there's a fire, that siren will wail about 4 or 5 times. Is there a code to how many times it wails to alert the firefighters? Is that still an active practice?
For most, yes. I'm actually a member of Spring Lake, and we actually there is. I do not believe there's a code, but it does. It does ring more. Most firehouses sometimes they go off like at noon, like to tell you it's noontime.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure of the code, but I know it goes out off a lot more when we do have a call.
No, historically, I think it did. Like in, New York City, it rang out code, yeah.
Yeah, the when you had the alarm boxes like that, each box had a let me call it an address. It had a code on it, a number on it. And that's why it was like telegraph, because you just clicked out the number of the dots, and it went back, and it was thrown out to the fire companies. And in some cases, it was the appropriate fire companies that were supposed to respond.
Right.
And so then you get, each fire company had a ticker tape, just, like the,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
And you read the ticker tape. And, at the same time, the horns that were on to call us in would go off, and there would be that number. And literally, when I was active, I'd wake up in the night to the horn and listen to the number, and in some cases, I might know which one. That's I got to get going, or no, I can turn over and go back to sleep.
Yeah. Now, didn't historically fire companies, I've heard about like New York City, they were almost like competition. If you didn't like pay, they wouldn't put out your fire, or
yeah, they would fight over
territory.
That was sort of how insurance companies got started. You paid the fire company a certain amount of money, and they'd come fight you and come protect your house. Then the
legal racket.
Think about the insurance that you pay.
But it's the most devastating thing. Well, even today is fire in a home. In your home. It's growing up, I had the sad fortune of knowing some friends whose families experienced fire. You did too, guys, girls.
Yeah.
Their house burned down. Everything. I just couldn't imagine all the stuff that's in your home gone, and then your home itself gone.
Yes.
Devastating. So, and then thatched roofs, built. Chicago, New York, every city's burned. Rome burned. It was probably something that we can't even imagine having to worry about.
Right. No.
Fire. Literally everyone, like the fire at night, spark goes up the chimney and lands on your neighbor's house, and
The wildfires now.
The wildfire,
Absolutely. That's for sure.
That's crazy.
We've lost a really good
We got
friend.
about 3 minutes
Yes,
left.
we've lost a really good friend of the Firemen's Museum this past weekend. Yes, and Bernie Matthews. And condolences to his family. But Bernie was very active with the Firemen's Museum. You could always find him there on a weekend, and just a great person all the way around. I remember when he was up at Coleman, and he was the financial manager up there. But so we do offer our condolences to him and his family. And I'm sure you guys have plenty
definitely.
of stories about Bernie.
Oh, yeah. When I first joined the museum, Bernie's cousin Ron was a brother-in-law to a friend of ours, and our friend was having his 55th birthday at a gun club. And I sort of knew Ron, but not really, He was at Union, I was at Excelsior, and he comes over to me and says, "I want you to join the museum." I said, "Nah, I'm too busy." And I said, No, come on. You're having a meeting, come on up, talk, And that's been 20-odd years ago. Well, when I first started, I met Bernie. And Bernie hands me this list of information that it was kind of stuff that you can start talking to people about when you're working in the museum. Giving them history of the building. It was built in 1857, and it was, the horses were in the back, and the little door in the back is where they, for the manure to get tossed out into the shed that was behind the building. And, all of the interesting things of the day-to-day life there. And Bernie, seemed to have this unending set of knowledge, and I guess Taylor and Laurie are getting to see some of that when Mark has brought stuff over to be scanned.
Yes.
Passion.
It is.
It was a passion.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Preserve history and to perpetuate it, and that's great. Well, thank you for accepting his invitation.
Yeah.
27
Right,
29
years
years
ago.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, you
Yeah.
need a standard bearer. Every organization needs a standard bearer, and great.
Well, and the thing between Bernie and Ron, it was like, it was their passion, and I guess in some ways they've sort of begat that to us and handed
Right,
it
yeah,
down.
yeah. The
you know.
legacy was
Well, I mean,
handed down.
they
Absolutely.
it's built in preserving a wonderful asset to our community. And,
Yep.
it's just part of our fabric that makes Ulster County awesome is what you guys are doing. So kudos, keep it up.
So quickly, we have like a half a minute. Saturday,
Yes.
10 to 4,
For
free. Bring your children, bring your families.
Come have a hot dog
Yeah.
and a soda.
Bid on a silent auction item.
Yes.
And support the Firemen's Museum in Uptown Kingston.
Watch the parade and buy auction items.
That's
Buy
it,
'em.
Put your
yes.
bids
Yes.
in. So
Come on out and see us. Come out and see us.
Bill, Bob, thank you guys very
Thank you
much.
so much.
And,
Thank you.
Good luck. I'll see you guys Saturday.
All righty, great.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Bill and Bob of the Firemen's Museum, Kingston Firemen's Museum. You're listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio, with Nina Postapak and Cameron Rylance on this terrific Tuesday. My name is Dan Gatis. It is 7:30 a.m., and it's Tuesday, August 17th. 66 degrees right now here in Uptown Kingston, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Thanks for starting your day with Kingston Community Radio on 920 WGHQ AM Kingston and 92.5 W223 CR FM Kingston, New York. Magic 92.5.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job?
Not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and
Sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner.
or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity
Not to make friends, but just to get something to eat.
or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hungered in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
Hi, my name is Jackie Levezzo. I'm from Lake Katrine, and I support Kingston Community Radio because it is an invaluable resource to the community and its residents.
Thank you for being with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. This upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio is being brought to you by Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, 1099 Morton Boulevard in Kingston, their main office. A little bit about the weather and forecast for Kingston and the surrounding areas. 60% chance of rain later on today. Considerable cloudiness with occasional rain showers. High 77. And tonight, variable clouds with showers at times. 50% chance of showers. Maybe a rumble or two of thunder as well, especially this evening, a low of 68. Wednesday, showers early, then scattered thunderstorms developing later in the day. A high near 80. And it's a 50% chance of rain Wednesday during the day. And during the evening, also a 50% chance of rain, mostly cloudy with showers and a few thunderstorms, a low of 69. Now let's get back to the on-air studio with Nina Postapak, Cameron Rylance, and our new guest. Welcome back.
Was a Bard, you know that program? Yeah. Hey, good morning. We're back. Terrific
We
Tuesday.
are. It is a terrific Tuesday. You know why it's a terrific Tuesday?
Because
we have the mayor of Kingston here. That's why it's a terrific
Good
Tuesday.
segue. I wish I had that every day, Nina.
So welcome.
Good morning.
We were just chatting off air about summer camp. Like you just said, the Kingston Rec programs have pretty much wound down, and
Yeah, no, it was a very hot summer for our kids, but you know they did
wet
the best.
in the middle,
Yes.
hot on either end, and wet in the middle. So
But everybody had a great summer. It was good to be able to have summer camp back again, and I know our parks were busy and loud and fun, and everyone
And looking good.
blast. Yeah,
Well, I got to admit, the parks, your departments are doing a nice job.
yeah, they are. They
And you had the pool for
Yeah,
the kids, so the
pool's
kids were able to go to
open
the pool and.
Yeah, so we're happy that'll be open for a couple more weeks. The pool and beach, we try to get through almost Labor Day. It's
Well,
hard.
Labor Day's late this year. It's like an
Yeah.
extra week of summer almost.
Yeah, and so I don't know if we'll
went to
make it all the
college
way
students.
with. We do lose a lot of college students who are lifeguards.
lifeguards, yeah.
And this summer was hard to get lifeguards in general.
Oh, yeah.
But
Hard to get
you know,
anything.
we're gonna keep. We'll keep everybody updated.
Yeah.
And then you've faced a little bit of a dilemma with the Kingston Point Beach because of the water quality, right? The
Yeah.
Department of Health tests, thank God they do. But it makes it difficult for people because there's such a small window of opportunity to go down to the beach. But it's for their safety and welfare.
Yeah,
so.
it's not a perfect system. You know, the Hudson's a big river. You know, what happens upstream affects us downstream, and vice versa.
Agricultural runoff,
Yeah.
and it's the rain. It just flushes everything.
Yeah, and we don't, the health department doesn't test every day. And so when they do test, it takes a couple of days to get the test results back in. And so it just takes it's a process. But, in general, we're happy to be able to have it open as much as we do. We're one of the only swimming beaches left in Ulster County on the river. I think we're the only one in Ulster County on the river. And so it's just one of those things where it's just great to be able to get the kids, though, out and about, and they have a lot of fun.
Oh, and it's so popular. I've been down there to walk the rail trail, and I can't believe the amount of people that are down there with their families and their kids.
Well, when the soccer field's up and running and the playground, when everything's finished, the
Right.
parking is completed, it's going to get busier. It's
It's going to be great. We're excited. That project's really coming together really well. You can start to now see where the parking lot's going to go and where the soccer field's going to go and the playground. So it's going to be an exciting fall. By the time we get the grass in, we won't be playing on it until next spring. But at least the parking will be available for the winter months, which is good.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah, absolutely. So how is the Broadway Corridor coming? I know the roundabout, because I travel every day, is almost done.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that came out fantastic.
It
really
did, yeah. The roundabout, the last few things that they have to do are the plantings. And so the
which
plantings
is
will go
cool,
in.
great. Even just the bluestone structures.
Yeah, the
are
sidewalk,
great.
the
little
sidewalks
wall
look
and the-
nice.
Yeah, I love it. But we've already talked about it.
Yeah, but the Broadway project is also coming to completion. We expect to have Broadway paved, on or about Labor Day, right around that time frame. And so they're getting the finishing touches now to be able to start. There's going to be a couple of phases of paving. The section where the sewer was, where it's a kind of an obstacle course right now. That's going to be brought up, and then everything will get paved on top of that. So we're excited to see that happening. There's a lot of work happening at Pine Grove and Grand. So that whole intersection has now completely changed.
I got to get down there. I haven't been there yet.
Yeah, and so that work will continue to just before Thanksgiving, and then we will be done with that part of our infrastructure upgrade on Broadway. So it's been
It was
a lot.
a lot.
It's a
Yes,
lot.
absolutely.
And all at the same time, the Midtown Linear Park is being put in. The Elmendorf Street Bridge is starting construction any day now.
Oh, okay. I thought that was scrapped for the year because of the high bids, or
We did get high bids, but we ended up, going back to the council and getting the extra 190,000
Oh, okay, good.
or so.
So what's the time frame when getting that open?
Snowfall. That's our goal.
Oh, okay, this fall.
Our goal is
By
to get it
winter,
done
or
by
by-
winter,
yeah,
at least
okay.
by the end of December. That's our
yeah,
goal.
yeah.
So
That's cool.
Yeah, so
Good.
that'll help reconnect the neighborhood
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
It's been open to pedestrians, but it's a pretty popular vehicular route.
Yeah.
Yes,
you know,
it is,
so
it is.
we want to be able to make sure that that's back to normal. So it's all going to look great. We just actually did the plantings on Broadway on the UPAC side. Just this last week. So you'll see more of the plants actually get in the ground in the kind of the heart of the Midtown section there.
Sometimes it's difficult when you do everything at once, which is what happened through no fault of anyone's. It's just scheduling.
Yeah.
But it'll be nice because when it's completed, it'll all be done at once also, which will really add to, the city, and especially when people coming into the city of Kingston with the art, with the roundabout there and so forth, and then going down Broadway. So it's great.
Yeah, it really worked out well. I mean, I know for everyone it's been really challenging to have it all happening at once,
Right.
but we tried to not take the path of this year we're going to do this, the next year we're going to do that, and the year after that we're going to do, because if not, it'll feel like endless construction.
Yeah.
Here we've been able to do 18 months to 2 years of all of the construction, and half of the construction was done during COVID when a lot of our businesses were closed and schools were closed, and there wasn't as much traffic, so we got a lot done last year.
That was definitely helpful. I'm sure.
Yes, it really helped reduce the amount of impacts, but this year has been tough on especially our Midtown businesses because it's really been a major construction site. But UPAC's reopening. Everybody's kind of getting back into the swing of things. Knock on wood.
Might be all masked up again.
All masks
soon.
Yes.
Hopefully everything will remain open. Yes. Yeah. So everybody support your Midtown businesses once the construction has been completed. Go to the restaurants there, shop at the stores, and because they really have, and that's very true with the mayor.
Bikes on Broadway.
Yeah, and really support those businesses. So we're here on the air with Mayor Noble, and it's a call-in show, 331-9255. So if you have a question for the mayor, please call in. So what else is happening, Mayor?
Washington Avenue, thank you for getting Washington Avenue done. That was a terrible stretch of road.
Yeah, and that one...
by Ulster Savings, that was like...
Yes, and that was actually a request that we made to DOT because that's actually their highway, and so DOT actually paved that.
Oh, really?
So
why is it their road?
We've got a bunch of those. Albany Avenue, for all of those listeners out there that believe Albany Avenue is in terrible condition, that is also a state highway.
Really?
And so we have...
What's it designated as? New York State
Route
91 or
yeah,
whatever?
and I think Washington Avenue is 28.
Really?
Right through the traffic circle there. Two, you get to Schwenk Drive, and then it becomes our...
So that's still
road.
Route 28, technically.
I think that's where it ends.
Huh. DOT.
So, yeah, and so I think even with Albany Avenue, it needs to be paved. But there are some sewer lateral issues and sewer issues on Albany Avenue, so that's going to be one of our, kind of investigations.
Well, how old are those pipes? 100 years old? I mean,
so
that's terrible.
Going to be a focus of ours going forward, so that we can fix the sewers and the state can pave it and we kind of get back to normal on Albany Ave too. So yeah, it's really... paving has been really busy. This summer we've gotten a lot done, even locally. But I do think that as we trying to just fix our infrastructure one step at a time. But other issues that we're working on are. I went to the finance committee last week to ask for 3 additional police officers to be added to the city budget. We received unanimous support that night. Well, it'll go to the full council in a couple of weeks. But we have so many community policing initiatives that we want to have our officers participate in. We want to be able to get officers walking the beat, getting to do that kind of.
Will these 3 officers? Will the Kingston force be at capacity, or are we still?
Yeah, so we have 71 in the budget. We continually have lots of people retiring and leaving for other
injuries,
and so we've been trying to keep up. But this is actually going to add it from 71 up to 74. Okay. So this will be above and beyond the current budget, which will add us just a little bit more capacity to kind of do the policing.
Now you just said the community policing. I know we're still rolling out these changes that the Police Oversight Commission had ordained. Is that going well? Are you getting pushback?
Yeah, one of the
support. How was that rollout?
Sure. One of the things that we needed to do was to create a plan on how we were going to make improvements, especially to support kind of mental health services, to be able to support creating more interaction, more community policing, higher morale in the police department. And so we hired Peaceful Guardians, who we've worked with before, to help us create a 1-year and a 5-year plan so that we can basically have, what do we want to do next year? What are the things that we can really kind of wrap our heads around? Like, for instance, for me, I'm really interested in making sure that we have a better, relationship with mobile mental health, to be able to have them more available to us in Kingston when we need them, because right now they serve all of Ulster County. So I'd love to have someone designated in Kingston.
Yeah.
So we're going to look at our budget.
On call. I mean,
Right.
Were you on this radio last week?
I was on with Hugh Reynolds.
Yeah, that's what this had come up about the mobile.
Yes.
Having someone 24/7, like interconnected with 911 or something like that, and it makes. It starts to fill the gap of the beds that they took out of Kingston, from our hospital, and that's awesome. Now the Peaceful Guardian plan are all the interested parties in the review and the upgrading of our police force. Are they happy with the Peaceful Guardians plan so far, or
Yeah, so we-
'cause there's Rise Up Kingston, No One Leaves Midtown. There's mental health people, there's criminal people, there's civil rights people. Are people on board with the plan so far?
So we're just getting started.
Okay.
And so there are going to be stakeholder meetings, public surveys, those kinds of
Good,
opportunities. And I think we're really focused on there was a lot in that plan.
Because creating a unified front is
yeah.
the only way it's going to be, because there's a dissenting element.
Yeah, and I don't know if we'll
happy with aspects.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get there, Cameron.
Well, at least
You're being very optimistic this Tuesday morning.
We're gonna
but
work
yes.
maybe not 100% unified,
Yes.
but 85% unified. Maybe.
But yeah, I think we're really focused on trying to work on what are the ways for us to be able to build that community trust. I think that's the most important. That's the thing we heard time and time again is how can we have that positive relationship between our officers and the public in every neighborhood and every part of the city, and to be able to create what programs do we need to do that. So we have some of our own ideas. We've tried to get people out of their cars more, our police officers walking. We try to have more community events. But there are, I think, other ways that we'll be able to investigate through this process, and so it'll be really interesting to see how that all turns out. But I do think that there are, like you said, there's a lot of other initiatives that we'll be able to work on. Yeah. I think we all agree that we want better mental health services. Both we want more inpatient mental health services in Ulster County, but we also need more of that immediate crisis counseling. Our officers receive really great, wonderful training. And they do their best to be able to, literally walk people, back from the ledge.
Yeah. Sure.
But to be able to have a partner that is able to respond more quickly, and focus on Kingston, we think will go a long way.
A couple weeks ago, I heard about, the Kingston officer, there's someone
on Delaware Avenue
threatening their safety on the bridge, overpass.
And, that officer did a wonderful job getting that person.
Kudos. How scary would that be? Jesus.
And I see it passed the Common Council, I believe, for the cameras throughout the city, which, again, is important for confidence in law enforcement, and for law enforcement to be able to, in times of crisis, be able to solve some of these things that are occurring within the city. It's important on both levels. So that's a good thing. And I know there'll be cameras coming into the city and going out of the city, and they can be moved in areas. Am I correct in that?
And so the goal with these is that, we'll have some that are kind of the main entries and exits, but most of the cameras are going to be in the kind of hotspot areas.
Sure.
So we actually have, kind of a great working relationship with, New York State's kind of data analysis center in Orange County for crime. And so they're able to help us pinpoint through all of our police calls, where do we have the highest activity, and we're able to then put these cameras at those locations. And then as those hot spots move, we can move the cameras.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest, too. I mean, most crime is recidivism. There's the majority of crime is committed by a very small number of people, and people know who they are and the addresses and where they live, and it's not it's not rocket science to figure out those things. You put two and two together sometimes.
And it's going to create
a
more
fluid too.
Yes,
I mean, once you get like one neighborhood, it happens in Kingston, happens everywhere. Once one neighborhood gets policed up and more cleaned up. I don't want to say whatever. The drug dealers find a new place because of demand. The demand is always going to be there. That's the sad part, which feeds back into the mental health issue. It's supply and demand. Sadly, the suppliers are not nice people, associated with gangs often. But the worst part is the demand is always there, and that's they have to be both addressed. You can't put out the fire while you're lighting another one or whatever. So.
Yeah, and that's why I think, cameras is it's one of the tools, right? It's not the answer. More police officers aren't the answer themselves. It helps. It's a part of the tool.
Parts of the pie,
and, so is having access to housing, access to a job, access to, food security. These are all areas that, we've really been very, lucky here in Kingston that we've been able to have some, major movement in all of those areas, thanks to a variety of nonprofits and government and the county. Like, we all are kind of partnering together to be able to work on some of those major initiatives. And so I think that's, and I think that's what sets Kingston and Ulster County aside from some of the other communities that, still struggle, in the Hudson Valley and in the rest of New York State.
Well, I was surprised to see the food collaboration that was created during the pandemic is still in existence. They just appointed 2 new people and I thought that was a wonderful thing because during the pandemic, it rose because of the pandemic and the need during the pandemic, and for that to sustain itself, now that things have, started to come back to normal a little bit, it's really great to see that these individuals are still working hard to keep that going at this time.
Yeah, I did. Sad thing. I think that those problems existed before the pandemic. Pandemic made them more visible and in the forefront, and shocked me, eye opener, and that's why it's continuing. It's food security.
Yeah, and I think it just brought together a variety of our partners that were all kind of dabbling in this work. Some more than others. Like People's Place obviously has been the huge backbone of helping to our food insecurity issues in the city and the county, but to recognize the need for people that weren't able to get to People's Place. I think the Emergency Food Collaborative has been able to get food out to those individuals directly through delivery, and I think we saw that was a huge need during the pandemic, but it, like you said, it still exists now.
Yeah, and it's not a city thing. It's a rural, it's all aspects, and that makes things even a little more challenging, so spread out.
So. How about the census numbers?
Oh, man, we grew by 176 people. Yeah. So go Kingston.
Well, that's shockingly stable to me.
Yeah. I mean, the census is what the census is, right? And I mean, it's a one-time count. It's a snapshot. And we, it wasn't a good year to do the census. I mean, everyone was on lockdown. There was the first time that we did an all-digital census. There were very few funds put into actually counting people. And so, it could be in the end one of the most undercounted censuses. But at the same time, it is what it is. And we all have to now abide by the numbers, and we have to go with it. And hopefully in 10 years from now, it'll be done better. But for now, this is what it is. But I do think it reflects that, and at least my comments to the press when they asked, is that, we really have added housing units. And for us, that's the biggest thing. If you think over the last 10 years, we added the Lace Mill, which used to be just an abandoned factory. We added Energy Square that opened last summer just in time for the census, right? We added Hurley Commons, if you think about that way back when, but, that new apartment complex on Hurley Avenue. Yeah. And I think the second addition down in Orchard Hills, we added on the right side of the road in the last decade. And so going down O'Reilly Street, just past Scottsdale, on the right there. And so those are those are actual apartments. And so when the census, they do everything basically by apartments, you generally find more people, where not all and not other parts of Ulster County have not grown the amount of housing that we have. So it was just interesting to see those numbers.
Yeah, I mean, outside of the city of Kingston, it's probably also single family, I would imagine. No one's building multifamily dwellings in Rochester or Warsing, so.
Yeah, so I think that, it's good for Kingston, though. I mean, a lot of our federal aid, our community development block grant numbers, for us to grow is definitely better than for us to shrink.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And some of the numbers in, Rust Belt states, and it's oh, my goodness. The Detroit, lots of people leave.
Yeah, so since 2000, we've finally cracked the 24,000 mark, as an official population in the city of Kingston. And I haven't gone further back to see, when we were last above 24,000, whether it was 1990 or 1980. I'll have to go back and look. But it's interesting to just see. I mean, the city used to be much larger way back when. Sure. I think at some point we were at 30,000-ish people, and, just even the village of Roundout and, was much larger than, we all are today. But it's, we've kind of, changed in time. And I think that next year is a 150-year anniversary of both not only our building, City Hall being built, but also the coming together, I think, of all three of our communities, all two of, three, I guess.
Yeah, three, really,
kind of coming together. So that's, we'll have, I think,
we're working on a big celebration, right? Yes.
So it's going to be nice.
So stay tuned to the station to hear
years
upcoming
ago,
events.
I had heard about, and you're talking about housing, the City Hall, or the police station, the court downtown on Garrigan
Yes.
Drive. Across from that, there's a big field there essentially. There was plans for like phase 2 or whatever of those condos. Was anything ever going to happen with that? And then the building along, across from Old Savannah, there was a sign there. Is anything moving with?
Yeah, so starting downtown across from Old Savannah, that property was purchased, in the last
Years
year.
ago. Well,
so there was all of those plans and designs drawn, and then the property was sold. And so the sign's still up, but I don't know whether the new owners plan to move forward with that design or not, or anything at this point. These are the same folks who also bought recently Dutch Village, which is now Stony Run. Or not Dutch Village, I'm sorry. Stony Run. Stony Run. Kingston Village, I think it's called now. A lot of villages. And so that is, so they're the same people. So they're about 1 year into their ownership of both of those properties. And then, there were plans, a long time ago. Those have not developed.
Yeah.
But it is, I think at some point will be developed. It is a nice piece of, kind of like, a little missing tooth on the roundout, because it's really...
If you get a couple hundred more people living downtown, that would just be the bump you need, for the coffee shop, for the pizza joint, those 20 extra people a day is enough to, at the end of the month, make you successful.
And there's really opportunity for parking back in there too, if there's a, public-private partnership to be able to get, some additional parking. The Soapbox Derby was great this weekend.
I saw pictures.
I was so happy to see so many
turnout.
people coming downtown.
The photo in the paper looked like
Yes,
it was packed,
there was a great crowd.
I was cooking for the Shriners that day.
Yeah.
I wanted to go, but...
Yeah, did I win?
No.
But I do think that it's nice to be able to see the arts community coming back together, to be able to kind of go ahead and create, just that vibrancy again. And, everybody did a great job.
Yep.
And
Yes, and today in the paper, they had that the Hooli will be back.
Yeah, we're
Labor Day weekend. Yes,
This year?
This year.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There will be a
That's
Hooli.
around the corner.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Italian Festival's going forward, right?
Italian Festival,
Sunday
Oh
after
Positive Festival.
Unfortunately, I'm going to miss that.
There's a lot going on. Nature Center, we're even doing at the Forsyth Nature Center, we're even doing Touch a Truck. That's going to be our kind of adaptation of our traditional fall festival.
Yeah. When is that?
It's October 2nd, I think.
Okay,
the week before Columbus Day this year.
That's hugely popular. Kids
Yeah.
just love that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, there you go, Cameron.
Yeah, so it'll be a great fundraiser for the Nature Center, and again, it's more of a doable event for us during kind of COVID times. So good, safer for the kids.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice to see everything come around again. And they're using for the Hooli the new stage that the city has, which is great.
Yeah,
We had our trial run this past week.
did you?
We used it at the Celebration of Arts. We actually set it up in Barman Park, and it worked fantastic.
Did
and
it?
it was
Great.
wonderful. Yeah, we actually this grant for your listeners. We got a grant from Kevin Cahill, Assemblyman Kevin Cahill, and Radio Kingston contributed as well. And we have a really beautiful setup, and I think folks will really love the stage. And to be able to have this has already saved so many nonprofits the amount that they would normally have to use to rent a stage,
right.
and so now it's owned, and Parks DPW drops it off, Parks and Rec staff help set it up, and it's a really great collaborative.
No, you just mentioned Barman Park. Any upcoming improvements scheduled for Barman Park?
Oh, so Barman actually just got a brand new playground, and they actually and it was one of our first new pour-in-place safety surfaces. And so this is a project.
I'm gonna walk over there. And check
Yeah,
it out.
it's very bouncy, so you can have a kid fall a couple feet off of a slide, and they kind of just bounce off the ground.
And it's permeable too, right?
Yes.
It's drains
Yep.
and yeah.
And so
that's
and so this year we put that in at Barman Park and Raquel Knox. We completely renovated Raquel Knox Park, which hadn't been really. It was closed actually because of how terrible of condition it was. So we took out the whole playground, rebuilt it, and then put the safety surface. So not only is it safer than wood chips, it also provides people who in wheelchairs the ability to kind of roll right on.
Yes.
So it really creates and I think our goal in the Parks Department is to be able to do this eventually in all of our parks.
Under the
And for
playgrounds,
carriages and
Yes.
things too
Yeah.
for young moms.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
great. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
little kids, seniors, everybody, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about either bringing wood chips or rubber mulch or, back
Every
home with
year.
you
Yeah,
in your
This
kids'
is true.
shoes, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so lots going on in all of our departments, but, our staff have really done a great job. And, through all of the last couple of years, it's been tough.
Not easy.
But we're excited going into the budget this year, and it's going to be just a exciting 2022, I think.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that we're already through the summer and looking into the fall. Yeah, budget time and
we'll have a new governor. So
yes, and we'll have a new
That's right.
governor. That'll
Yeah.
be interesting also.
First female, which is
which is fantastic.
And Governor Hochul loves Kingston. She's visited many times.
Yeah.
And, we are excited to work with her for the next year and a half.
Yeah.
So.
It'll be great. Well, thank you so much, Mayor.
Yeah,
we
it's great
appreciate
seeing
your
both of
coming in
you.
as always.
Keep up the good work.
Yes, and we'll see you
And,
next month.
See you in a month, I guess. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, take it away.
Thank you, Steve Noble, and you are listening to KCR Kingston Community Radio, and this is a terrific Tuesday with Nina Postapak and Cameron Rylance, and of course, a major thanks to Mayor Steve Noble for coming in. It's Tuesday, August 17th, and it's 67 degrees here in Uptown Kingston, and we'll be right back after these messages. By the way, this last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, 1099 Morton Boulevard in Kingston. We'll be right back.
Thanks for starting your day with Kingston Community Radio on 920 WGHQ AM Kingston and 92.5 W223CR FM Kingston, New York. Magic 92.5.
Moms, we don't know how you do it all, but you do. You are part teacher, counselor, chef, and doctor, all rock star. Being a mom today is complicated and sometimes unpredictable, but it's those precious moments that make your journey together crazy and wonderful. At the American Heart Association, we know your family is why. That's why we're here for you, to make sure more of those moments happen, to make sure a healthier, longer life is possible for you and your family. We're impacting laws that help shape healthier communities, but we can't do it without you. Moms are at the heart of change. So here's to you, Mom. Here's to impacting the health of our future. Moms United can make real change. Start by visiting lifeiswhy.org/moms. The American Heart Association and the American Stroke Association. Life is why.
Hi, this is Jim Quigley, Supervisor of the Town of Ulster, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
Thank you for being with us here on a terrific Tuesday at Kingston Community Radio, AM 920, 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. 67 degrees on this Tuesday, August 17th. Kingston Community Radio is talk radio, and please call in. Your number is 331-9255. A little weather and forecast for Kingston and the surrounding areas. Pretty cloudy today with occasional rain showers, 60% chance of rain showers, high of 77. And tonight, variable clouds with showers at times and perhaps a rumble or two of thunder, especially in the evening, a low of 68. 50% chance of rain for tonight. And Wednesday, showers early, then scattered thunderstorms developing later in the day, high near 80. And Wednesday night, mostly cloudy with showers and a few thunderstorms, a low of 69. And a 50% chance of thunderstorms for tonight. For Wednesday night, sorry. And Thursday, overcast with rain showers at times, still a 50% chance of rain, and a high of 76 for Thursday. And Thursday night, pretty cloudy with occasional rain showers, a low of 67, 40% chance of rain, even on Thursday. So let's get back to the on-air studio with Nina Postapak, Cameron Rylance, and our new guests. Welcome back.
And we are back with another full studio. Boy, we've had a revolving door.
We have, but it's so
morning.
nice to have so many
all
visitors
these guests
on our show today.
And yeah. So
door open, you don't know who's coming in.
That's right. Well, we knew you were coming in, but you brought a guest. So Bill Forte, you're here in your monthly slot, and so why don't you introduce your guest?
Well, he's not a guest. He's vice chairman of the Kingston Veterans Association.
I couldn't remember his title. That's
Bill Bittner. He's past commander, American Legion, Post 150 here in Kingston. And he's one of the handful of people in our veterans community that makes things happen.
And that's the
that
truth.
we can
That's
rely on.
absolutely right. Absolutely.
I've had a lot of help with the banners in Kingston, but nobody helped as much as Bill has.
Well, Bill, that's some introduction, let me tell you.
So in other words, he's making you climb the ladder. Bill's holding the ladder and.
Well, actually, not really. I hold the ladder because I'm the oldest one.
That's great.
We worked up a system. We have a snake stick. You know what they are?
With the loop on the end of it?
No, well, you know the things they use to give elderly people or short people to reach things.
Oh, yeah.
It's similar, only it's a bit longer. It's made of metal, and it's got that jaw on it.
Okay.
Bill picks up the impact wrench and stuff, hands it up to me with it.
Oh,
that works well.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We got a system.
We've got a system.
Well, you've done it, a couple hundred times, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. Great.
How many years have you worked together? How many years have you...
2014 we started.
Okay. All right.
So as vice chair,
that's when I was commander, and I was there every time we put a flag up. I was at the job.
That's fantastic. That's wonderful. Now you're doing the second wave of flags? Third wave of flags. That's amazing.
I sent the first order for 62 banners in. I am about ready to send another one into this week. It'll probably be another 40 to 50. They're good. They're going quick. And,
good. Is it the same people reordering, or is it
a lot of
new
them
folks?
A lot of them are, but there are people that have been trying to do it and didn't know in the past that we had the program going on that are finally getting a chance.
Okay, that's cool. So
there's a lot of new ones.
Some new people are be able to get involved. Good.
I'd cautiously say it's about 50-50 new and old ones being redone.
That's nice. That's great. Which is important because last time you actually ran out of space, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The first two times we ran out of space.
Yeah.
And this time it's going a little slower in the past, but I imagine by the end of this month we'll be sold out.
Great. That's fantastic. And we're talking off there about the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Let's talk a little bit about that event. I heard you were saying it was a huge success and it went very well.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
I was very pleased to see a lot of younger people there. I was pleased to see a lot of people, parents bring children there to learn about it, because I hate to say this, but I was stationed at Fort Belvoir in Virginia, 10 miles from there. I've been in Washington so many times, and I've never been to Arlington. I've never seen the actual tomb. Now it's a goal to get that done.
Yeah,
sure.
But what I learned at this display that they put on was a lot. They had an outstanding video, and as each group of people or even a single person would come in, one of the escorts would go up to them, take them around, and explain everything.
Oh, that's nice.
It wasn't like you were left to wander cluelessly.
Oh, yes.
And that was the best part of it.
Absolutely.
They would answer whatever questions you had.
That's neat.
Yeah, which was great. And you did a very good job of getting the word out, because sometimes events like this, people don't know about it, or it's after the fact, and they say, gee, if we knew, we would have been there. And I thought you did a fantastic job. And you have a great network. And I know Mark has also done a great job, our Director of Veterans Affairs, in email lists and email blasts. And so you have a fantastic, fantastic network of getting the information out.
Speaking of Mark,
yes,
one of his big things that he's doing right now is Ulster County Salutes Our Heroes, a tribute for those not forgotten. This is an event.
Yes.
It'll be on the 20th anniversary to remember and honor the survivors and first responders, and to also pay tribute to those who lost their lives that tragic day, 9/11. It'll be at the Ulster County Fairgrounds, Libertyville Road, New Paltz, Saturday, September 11th, and it begins at 4 o'clock and goes till 9. And it's open to the public. There'll be music, food. There'll be some honored speakers to commemorate the people that are being honored. And admission is free. Donations will be accepted. And if anybody has information, they can contact Mark. He's a director of Ulster County Veteran Services. And this is something that's very near and dear to him, and
Yes.
he's worked very hard
Working
on it.
very hard on it.
You
Yes.
need a phone number?
Yes.
845-339-3190. And that's Veteran Services, who I work for them now.
Excellent. Good. Actually, announced Saturday at our annual Oaks thing, Mark was named the Citizen of the Year by Kingston Oaks Lodge 550.
Mark's a great guy.
Yes, he is. Yes.
But we need to take time out for a second. We neglected to do our birthdays before.
Oh, we got so
started.
excited.
So,
that
yeah, I know,
Bill
I know.
and Bill
so
were here. Okay.
Why don't you? You can do. We got 2 birthdays today. So for the Boyce Brothers Dairy Milk House Cow Pie giveaway for today, Tuesday, August 17th. Nina, why don't you go?
Okay, so I'm going to wish a happy 20th birthday to Alex Pierce Hurling from your friends and family, Mom, Dad, Grandma Strang, and Grandpa Hurling.
And I want to wish a very happy 23rd birthday, youngsters today, to Sean Ogden. And happy birthday from your mom, sister, and your Grandma Paula. So let's figure out who's our winner today. And there we go. Happy birthday, congratulations rather, to Sean Ogden. You won today's cow pie giveaway.
Congratulations, Sean. And I have to say a special happy birthday to my nephew, Anthony, who will be 29 on Thursday. So happy birthday, Anthony. Happy
birthday.
Yes.
So send in your birthday announcements and be in for the running or be eligible for a free cow pie on your birthday.
Those cow pies are delicious.
Oh, they are.
So good,
Had a couple
right?
of them.
Yeah, there you go. Well, send us your birthday, and maybe you'll win. You too, Bill. So thank you, Boyce Brothers Dairy. Send them in, mail them in. Telegraph, rock, smoke signal, just get them in. Mark names
Was distinguished
was
citizen.
distinguished as the Citizen of the Year. So,
That's
which
great.
is nice. And you just said you are now working there, or
I just drive.
Oh, okay, just drive.
I just drive.
Just drive, you know.
That's
Okay.
a huge
So
service
what is that?
you
Is that
offer.
a service that you guys offer? What is that?
We pick up veterans, take them to Albany. We take them up to Albany. That's daily, and then we have different things like dialysis, Castle Point, and so on.
So it's mostly for medical?
Yeah, medical.
Usually
Transport.
medical-related
So,
things,
yeah. So veterans that need some transportation
Need
assistance
transportation
can
to and
call, and you guys have a network of volunteers, or group of volunteers?
We are
whatever.
paid by the county.
Okay.
We're hired by the county.
Okay.
But you have to be a veteran to
Excellent.
qualify.
Yeah.
And it's been a big change in my life, to tell you the truth, because you get very emotional.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I play taps, and I've done quite a few other funerals, and it just
Yeah.
got all you can do to keep it together.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
failed to mention that.
Personally know them now, and you've been part of their lives.
Bill is our bugler in our honor guard, and as well as a very active participant.
But the solace and comfort that you guys offer to the families, honoring the passing of their
And not
loved
only
one.
not
It's-
only
it's-
driving, but I'm there for them.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've had
that's,
several masks for me, and I had all I can do to get through it, you know.
I
Yeah, it's tough.
So you do that every week? Do you
Every
do that?
day, or how?
Well, if I'm not working, I'm there, you know, but if I'm working, I gotta, it's a 6 and 1, a half dozen the
Yeah.
other. Where do
Sure,
you
you're
go,
doing
you
a
know,
serv-
and
well, and you're
in a
offering a
rock and hard
service.
place, you know,
No
it's,
matter what you're doing at that point,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Yeah, and I have to say the Veterans Administration has really grown under Mark's direction, and you're really offering so many more services and to the veterans, and which is fantastic. And Frank Ruggiero, we can't forget Frank.
Frank is, I can't even say it for Frank.
Who's Frank?
Frank. Go ahead,
Who's
Bill.
Frank? Yeah.
Frank Ruggiero, he's the head not administrator. He's the head. He does all the paperwork, you know, filling out this and that for the vets. They come in.
So he's
they
like a
talk
deputy
to him.
director
Oh,
under
so he
Mark.
works for the Veterans
Yeah.
Affairs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
The unsung hero there.
Yeah, and Frank is fantastic, so committed.
It is. It's kind of like a thankless job sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, that's the
And I
backbone,
can't-
like this, secretary
Timmy.
job is the hardest.
I can't.
Oh, and Timmy too. Yes.
Oh, Timmy too. They're great guys.
Timmy's one
And
that
we have Kaylee. We have Kaylee
counselors.
Cabrera. I don't know. It just seems as though great people that I work for.
That's wonderful.
I'm getting up there. I'm going to have to get out soon, and I'm going to miss it. But
Well, you got
They're
time.
very-
Don't worry. Don't be rushing it. You
Yeah,
got
yeah.
plenty of years left in you. Don't worry. The 9/11 remembrance at the Fairgrounds, is that like the official one for the county? Are there anything else going on in Kingston? Are you guys involved with
That's
anything
all
else?
that we're aware of.
Okay.
But
And then, of course, they'll do their, the normal celebrations that are done, like at the Fireman's, at the corner there,
Fireman's
Washington
Park.
Park there, and then they'll do one out in the town of Ulster. But this is the first time the county has actually done an event for 9/11. So, and it really is under the direction of Mark, and he's really worked hard on it. And I know
Well,
it'll
this is a
be
milestone.
huge.
I mean, this is,
Yeah, 20 years. It's
this
hard to
almost
believe.
marks like a generation of time almost,
Yes.
that since this has lapsed and, so.
it says all proceeds will benefit the Hope for Heroes project to combat first responder and veteran post-traumatic stress. So it's a very worthwhile event.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It'll really help those that need the help.
And you have something else there, don't you, Bill?
Yes, and this also, Ulster County Executive Pat Ryan, Mark Cosapoli, and Ward Todd from the Chamber of Commerce have worked very hard to start a project to raise funds so that our Honor Guard can get new uniforms. We've been using the same uniforms for over 10 years, and as they wear out, we're not able to get replacement parts because the Army, who supplies these uniforms, that's where we purchase them, has changed the uniform. So we have to go to the new one. The new uniform is very, very similar to what was worn during World War II. It's a dress uniform with a belt around the center and all. And the uniforms to outfit one person is $750.
That's expensive.
Yeah.
And you got, your Honor Guard at Flag Day, there's a dozen guys there, so that's
There's 20 active members.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
Is Ward a vet?
Pardon?
Ward Todd a veteran? Do you know?
Oh, he's
Yes,
a
he
veteran,
is.
yes.
Yeah, wow. Huh.
And right now he's putting it out on his show, his programs. We're looking for donations. We were not able to hold any fundraisers last year
Yeah.
due to COVID.
So is there
We're tapped fund-wise.
Is there a particular event that you're going to do for fundraising, or is it?
He's looking for sponsors. As he put here, VFW Honor Guard proudly volunteers to conduct graveside honors for over 100 veterans each year, in addition to numerous presentations at local schools, civic organizations, and senior centers. Yeah, they request speakers all the time. Bill and I have gone into elementary schools a number of times. And when we're asked to go in there, if anybody's interested, we don't go in there trying to recruit people for the military. That's the last thing we want to do. In fact, couldn't be happier if we didn't need the military.
Didn't need it, yes,
It's a
that's
fact
what-
of
yeah,
life.
Exactly, that's what every soldier
But
says.
we do go in there and we try to point out the contributions that different groups of individuals have made. I always try to point out, and I've mentioned this here before, more Mexican Americans have received the Medal of Honor than any other group. One of the most feared groups in Europe during World War II was the Tuskegee Airmen, black airmen.
Yeah.
And then there was the 442nd Division, Japanese Americans, highly decorated in Europe. So we are a melting pot. We have our problems and we realize this, but we never give up trying to correct them. And as long as we try to correct them and move forward, we'll be as great a nation as ever.
Yeah.
And this is the message we try to put out when we speak. The uniforms are worn, like as it said there, about 100 times a year at funerals. We do funerals all over Ulster County, primarily in Kingston, Saugerties, New Paltz area, but we've traveled much further.
Sure. Well, it's just because that's where the
If we can provide the service, we're there.
100 a year, that's two,
That's yes.
a lot, couple a week. That's,
Then, as I said,
Yeah.
school presentations, Veterans Day, Memorial Day. We participate in the Saugerties Parade,
Day,
Kingston
parades,
Parade. There's a
yeah,
lot
yeah,
of things we do. And we're all volunteers.
so is there a time frame on this fundraiser, or how can we help spread the word
What
about
Ward
this?
hopes to do is at a gathering in October,
Chamber gathering?
chamber gathering, he would ask those that have made donations for the uniforms to gather. We're going to have, some of us will be there in the uniforms, hopefully by then.
Yeah.
And
So you can donate on the general level, which is
Yes.
$1,000, or the captain level, which is $500. It's a tax-deductible donation, and you make your checks out to the Kingston Veterans Association. And of course, attention Bill Forte, Chairman, 249 Linderman Avenue, Kingston, New York, 12401. Or you can email, right, Bill, if anybody has any questions?
Yes.
And his email is woogman2001@yahoo.com. So, and I'm sure you'll take donations at different levels also. People,
Yes.
But that's just to maintain some kind of,
Basis or-
yeah, right, yeah. So that's great. And like you said, the Chamber of Commerce will have a event, and it'll be conducted by County Exec Pat Ryan. So that's fantastic. That's great. So you guys are always busy, always working hard, I have to say. And it's nice to see the collaboration with the Veterans Agency in Ulster County, as well as the other organizations, because working together, you can accomplish so much more, and it makes such a huge impact.
members of our Honor Guard are also, they come from Kingston VFW, the American Legion, Disabled Vets, the Marine Corps League. Who am I missing, Bill?
Well, it's 4 or 5 agencies
Yeah,
right there,
absolutely.
organizations right there.
Disabled American Veterans, they say.
DAV,
Yes, yes.
And we all gather to do this one thing that clearly is the most important thing we as veterans do, is to honor a service member as they're laid to rest. Nothing trumps that.
And I know that you've participated on numerous occasions in the naturalization ceremonies.
Oh,
And,
yes.
yes,
Yes.
and we're looking forward. We have another one coming up on Friday, but unfortunately, again, we have to hold it in the legislative chambers because we're limited to the number of people because of COVID. But once we can open up the ceremonies again, we look forward to. And again, that's, 5, 6, 7 times a year. You're there for the naturalization ceremonies, and it makes it special for the new citizens when you come in. And
Yeah,
yes,
it makes it like official.
Yes,
like
it really does.
State event,
I
whatever.
think of
yeah.
rifles and guns and things like that, but things like this.
Ceremonial, but it makes it adds, to me, it adds
It does.
prestige to the event, or power,
Yeah.
It's really neat. That's cool.
Absolutely.
You mentioned Mark being honored. I received a call from Mark Friday, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back here, but there's a little interesting backstory. He told me that I had been nominated for the New York State Senate's Veterans Hall of Fame.
Oh, beautiful.
I had been nominated several years back, and I came in second. But I lost out to my father.
That's a great story. That's
If
great.
you got to lose, what
Yeah,
bad person
Better
would
way to
you-
lose to than your dad, that's for sure.
Now, what does this honor entail, or what is this?
Each state senator, each for their is it just senators, I believe, they get to nominate somebody from their district, and I've only been nominated. It doesn't mean I'm in or anything. I'm sure there's other deserving people too, but I don't know. It's a feather in your cap.
Sure.
It's everybody likes to be recognized and know that what you're
Absolutely.
doing is
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
appreciated.
mean, you're not gonna get rich doing what you're doing, but the recognition and the.
One of the reasons I brought Bill here, one is because we're going to West Point when we leave here, but no, everything I do, I'm relying on other people around me or it doesn't get done. I can't do this stuff alone. Like I said, if it weren't for Bill, I don't know that the banner program would be in its third round. Not to belittle the contributions of the others, but people have jobs and have other commitments and things
Sure.
too.
It's not
So
easy.
you've got to rely on each other, and I said, there's a handful of us, and most of what happens amongst the veterans in our area here is due to the efforts of these handful of people.
Well, you know what? That's how things get done, though. You know, working hard, hand in hand, and you know who you can go to. Those go-to people that will get it done, will accomplish what you need to have done, and I'm sure over the years, unfortunately, and we see this with a lot of service organizations, the participation has dwindled, and that makes it difficult too.
I joined the VFW in 1988. There were over 1,500 members. There's around 400 now. And a lot of that's due to World War II and Korean War veterans have passed on.
Right.
Both of them would be in their 90s now.
Yeah.
And, well, my father's a World War II veteran. He's 92. And he was 16 during World War II when he served. So to give you an idea how old most of them are.
Right.
So, and we're not getting the Gulf War veterans in as replacements. It takes time. They've got,
Families.
I've said in the past, families, jobs, other things. As they get more discretionary time, they'll start turning out and helping.
Yeah.
We're in bad need now of Honor Guard members because we do have a group that turns out, but every time there's one, we've had 2 and 3 funerals in a day. And it'd be nice if, you can make one and he'll make,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult. No.
Well, I mean, hopefully through your radio station here, you get the word out, and some listener may
participate.
Yeah, say, you know what, dang it, I'm going to call. So you never know. So
I've got 2 people right now that are looking to join, and they're just waiting for uniforms.
Good.
Oh, that's great. So
once we get
participate,
this-
yes. So
exactly.
please donate.
Call Ward Todd, Chamber of Commerce.
Yep, or reach out to Bill, and and any donation
Or Bill.
that you're
Or Bill.
willing to give will be accepted. That's for sure. So yeah.
If you want information about donations for the uniforms, about the Honor Guard possibly joining, if you want to know what's involved in that, you can contact me, and the email again is woogman2001@yahoo.com. My cell phone is 845-399-0414. You can call me on the cell phone, text me. I try to get back. I don't always hear it.
I bet you still got a landline too, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
You're in the phone book, I'm sure.
No, I hope I'm not in the phone book.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter nowadays. You get calls regardless.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter anymore.
I'm still meaning to take care of that warranty on the truck.
Oh, the car. I know. My warranty's expired. I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do.
And the credit cards.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the truth.
But they're getting more sophisticated, too. And I'm sure that's something that, seniors can be more vulnerable to that with the sophisticated phone numbers and...
Politicians, I don't care what side, left, right, middle, they could just impress the hell out of me if they could stop that. And I think they could.
Yeah?
I think they could.
Uh-huh. They could, legislation.
There's got to be a way. I don't know of a single person that goes, oh, goody, my warranties.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, come on.
It's always the most inopportune time.
It's one of the,
now that there's
the
845
calls.
numbers, it's like, I have a teenage son. It's like, it's just,
Is a local
I can't
number?
not answer sometimes. Oh my God, is this the doctor's office? Is
I
it
got
the
a call
hospital?
on that with my own number popping up. And I
that's-
know other
I wonder how
people the
they
same
did that.
thing.
Really?
Oh, that's
Somehow
interesting.
they're
I never
able
had that
to
happen.
plug whatever number in there.
Huh.
Yeah, the computers,
They're
whatever.
sophisticated these days. Yes, absolutely.
It's amazing.
Well, you guys are very busy. I had to say that. And every month when you come on, there's always something new that's you're working on or you're doing. And I think that's fantastic. So please, those of you that are listening, if you want to volunteer, if you want to donate, whatever you want, please reach out to Bill. He's available. Email, telephone. He just gave you all his contact information.
Yep.
Because very worthwhile, everything that you
We have
do
one
each and
more
every day.
thing.
Oh, okay.
I got so much going on, it's hard to keep it all straight. Each year we honor one of our own as Veteran of the Year. Once before we honored 2 people, and again this year we're honoring 2. Bert Vandermark and Andy Keene. Andy Keene passed away about 2 years ago, but Bert and Andy are connected at the hip. When they came to us, the expertise and all that they brought with them was just outstanding. They were a breath of fresh air. Bert continues to contribute. We have a dinner. It will be on Friday, September 10th, starting at 6 p.m. at Little Italy. There are tickets available at the American Legion in Kingston and at the VFW. Tickets are $30 a piece.
That's honoring them?
That's
The honoring events
them.
of the year?
It's open to the public. If you can make it, if you know either Andy or Bert, come on out, help support them in this.
And that's Friday, the night
celebrate.
before?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Bert's very deserving. And Andy was the kind of guy, after you met him 2 or 3 times, you always counted him as a friend. He was something.
Well, it sounds like a fitting honor, so it's good that you can
So
remember it in that way.
VFW and American Legion. You can pick them
Yes.
up at either place.
Dinner on the 10th. Yeah. And then certainly don't forget the ceremonies and the remembrances at New Paltz, at our county.
On September 11th.
Remembrance, 4 o'clock. So, guys, thank you very much.
Thank
you
you.
guys are doing, wonderful work for our community, thankless, and, you're doing it for the love of your country. So, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in a month. So you'll be able to report in about our September 11th
Yes.
celebrations. All right. Cool. Dan, take it away.
Thank you, Nina Postapak, Cameron Rylance, and a very, very special thanks to Bill Forte and Bill Vittner. Thank you so much for coming in today. And you are with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM with Nina Postapak and Cameron Rylance for a terrific Tuesday. It's Tuesday, August 10th, and you we have been underwritten by the Lions Club, Kingston Lions Club, serving the Kingston, Ulster County area since 1949, and since 1941, sorry. Kingston Lions Club, serving the Kingston, Ulster County area since 1941. Call them at 901-9067, 845-901-9067 for more information. And let's go to a break.
Thanks for starting your day with Kingston Community Radio on 920 WGHQ AM Kingston and 92.5 W223CR FM Kingston, New York. Magic 92.5.
We are Lions. We bring hope where it's needed. We are a global force for good. Support causes that matter. Change lives. Change communities. Change the world. We can do more together than we can alone. Join in. Experience the joy of serving. Be part of the movement. Give back. Let's unite the world for good. We are Lions. You can be too. Visit weserve.org.
Central Hudson's mobile app has a new look. It's the place to view and pay bills with ease. Check your electric and gas usage to better manage your energy consumption to save money. And report an outage, anytime, anywhere. Use the app to easily submit your meter reading to avoid estimated bills. Download it today from the App Store or Google Play. It's free and easy to use.
Hi, this is Tony Marmo from Norman Staffing, and we've been bringing together employers and job seekers since 1980. If you're an employer and have job vacancies, let Norman Staffing help fill them with permanent or temporary workers. We screen, interview, and recommend the best candidates for your company. We make the employment process easier and faster for you. Please call Norman Staffing for your employment needs at 338-9111, 338-9111, or normanstaffing.com.
Hi, this is Jim Quigley, Supervisor of the Town of Ulster, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
And 68 degrees here on this Tuesday, August 17th. And it's 8:33 a.m. right now, and thank you for being with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by the Kingston Lions Club, and they're serving the Kingston-Ulster County area since 1941. Call them at 901-9067, 845-901-9067. And this upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Rondout Savings Bank, always working for you and the community with branches in Kingston, West Hurley, and Hyde Park. Also online at rondoutbank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Let's get back to the on-air studio with Nina Postpak, Cameron Rylance, and a new guest.
New guest, revolving door is still spinning this morning.
Cameron.
It's wonderful. Never had this many people in here before. It's great. But Christine Hine, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Director of People's Place.
Yeah, how are
And
you?
you have like a sheath of papers there.
I know, because there's so much happening at People's Place.
Let's get on into it.
It's always it's a busy place over
is.
there, you know. So when I first came in, Nina asked how the Celebrating Santa event went, and it was in July, and I feel like it was so long ago. It was really only 2.5 weeks.
A couple weeks, yeah. Dancing on the roof all day.
Yeah. So that went really, really well, and we sort of had a rainy day that day as well, but all the Santas showed up, and I always say how lucky we are to have so much community support. So because we did very well, we're happy with how everything happened, and we are extending the age for Project Santa for this year.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So it used to be for decades. For a long time, it was, it started out, I think, like infant to 12, and then about 9 years ago, we changed it from infant to 14, and this year we're going to go up to age 16.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. It's hard to get gifts for that age,
It
though,
is.
that age range. I'm sort of shooting myself in the foot, right?
Yeah, but you know,
It'll be great. Yes.
Yeah. There's a need out there. Yeah,
Anything is better. So people can still donate to Project Santa if they want. peoplesplace.org. And you can make there's a donate button there. And for whatever you want to donate, you can always mark where you want your money to go.
Oh, that's great. And you can do that right online.
Right online. There's a comment, or if you send a check, you can always put that in the memo that you want to go to the cafe or the wellness center, which we'll talk about in a couple minutes, or Project Santa. And we have 23 different programs that are happening. So
That's quite a few.
Lots of stuff happening.
Absolutely.
So Project Santa, that went great. We just got the cards the other day. We are selling tickets for a raffle that we do, a lottery in November. So all the proceeds go to Project Santa. The tickets are $10, and you buy the ticket, and they're numbered from 000 up to 999, and it follows the New York State nightly number.
Oh, fantastic.
And so if your number comes up, whatever day that is, you win the money for the day. And the prizes range anywhere from $50 to $100. So
You have 30 chances.
So you have 30 chances to win. Yes, you do.
For $10.
$10, and that money all goes to Project Santa because the tickets were sponsored by Freddie Hepner Plumbing and Klume Construction.
Oh,
so
great.
we didn't have to pay to have the tickets. So all the proceeds go directly to Project Santa, which is great.
Yeah, and there you go.
And of course, the winners.
Yeah,
the winners,
yeah.
And there you go about community support right there. Two local
Right.
businesses that are
Right.
supporting
and right away,
People's
we're like, oh
Place.
yeah, we'll give you the money to print the tickets.
Yes.
So, and so that's nice because all that money then that we get and don't have to pay out. And last year we did it. We sold most of the tickets. A few didn't sell, and luckily for us, those with a few of those days came up. Those numbers.
So
we
there
had
you
to pay
go.
out. And a few people won and just said keep the money, But we're doing it so people could, everybody'd like to get an extra $50 or $100 in November.
Sure.
Coming up on December. So we have that, and those are at People's Place that you can get your ticket, or from any community board member or board member. So That's Project Santa. Then, of course, we have our Wellness Center, which I'm so excited about. It's going so well. Of course, I believe somebody here in the station knows all about the Wellness Center, don't they?
What an organization. It's really great. Fatima is amazing. She's an incredible... sorry, you don't hear me?
No, it's
okay,
it's
yeah, okay. Fatima is an amazing person. Very, very, very good director for the Wellness Empowerment Center. And the workshop that I'm doing is called The Power of Sound. And it is growing organically along with the desires and the interests that the core people have. And we have a core of maybe about 10 or 12 people already.
Oh, that's great.
And probably going to grow.
Good.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
We have the room for it,
Good, good.
and we have the spirit for it, and people seem to be extraordinarily interested in how sound has a huge bearing on our well-being and our spirit and our inspirations. So there we go.
So that's every Thursday at 11. So
Exactly. Every Thursday at 11, open-ended. It may go for years. Who
There you
knows?
go.
Well, we have it
Yes.
definitely scheduled all the way through the end of September.
Not getting off that easy, Dan.
That's it. So, but you can go on our website, peoplesplace.org, and we have a drop down for the Wellness Empowerment Center, and it will list all of the classes that are provided because they change each day. Some are weekly, like Dan's that he does. The Power of Sound is every Thursday at 11. We have yoga every Monday from Amy from the Yoga House, Amy Reed, and just different things. Keith Bennett does meditation, movement and meditation. Every Wednesday at 12:30. So there's some specifics. Of course, the Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union has sponsored Fiscal Fridays. So that's every Friday at 10:30. And those classes change. This Friday, as a matter of fact, I think is a fabulous class. It is Understanding Credit.
Oh, yeah, that is.
That. And then August 27th, we have Identity Theft. So these are all programs that are open to anyone within the community that wants to come. You just have to register. If you aren't computer savvy or you don't have a computer, you can call People's Place at 338-4030, and either Paula or Elaine, who answer the phone, will register you for the class. We'll just do it online through People's Place, but we just need your information, especially with the uptick in COVID.
Oh, yeah.
You do have to wear a mask
Contact
if you
tracing.
come inside of the building, and we're limiting the size. The room is quite large.
Very large, yes.
But we are trying to make sure people are spread out, so we do have limits based on the room capacity and also the instructor. Each instructor is a little more lenient. Some want to keep it to just 10. Like Dan said, he's okay with 12 or 13 or 14. Some instructors are a little bit more, but we're sort of capping it between 10 and 15.
And with 10 or 15 in that room, you can social distance with
Oh,
no
yes.
problem whatsoever and feel very comfortable.
Yes,
And,
it's-
yeah, and still be able to enjoy the class.
The room is huge, and I wanted to bring up coming up this Wednesday. That's the 18th, right? That's tomorrow. Tomorrow. The month has gone by so fast. So the 18th, we are doing, I think this is extremely interesting, and if anyone, again, is listening and you don't have a way to sign up online, please just give us a call today, 338-4030. We are hosting what they call a Death Cafe. And that will actually be in the community cafe beginning at 1:30. It runs about an hour and a half. And we have facilitators there from the Circle of Friends for the Dying of the Hudson Valley. And they go around and do these different programs throughout the community. And it's really to discuss all aspects of death and dying in a confidential and friendly manner with the goal of helping people make the most of their lives and kind of work through whether you recently have experienced the death of a loved one or a close friend, or you're getting older and you are just nervous about what may be coming down the road. It's really just an open forum with the facilitators, Barbara Sarah, and I believe Carolyn Van Ness. and they are end-of-life doulas and hospice volunteers, which have both led advanced directive workshops in death cafes throughout the community. So tomorrow we will do it in the community cafe from 1:30 until about 3 or however it naturally goes. We're going to provide, coffee and tea and little munchies, if you will. And, it's open to anyone, but we do want to try to get a head count to know who's coming.
Free of charge, I'm assuming, right, Christine? Free of charge, I'm assuming.
It is free. Everything People's Place does is free of charge. So there's no charge for that. And then we will be doing a follow-up program on September 16th by the same organization, which is called Peace of Mind for Life, and it's an in-person workshop about advanced health care directives, and they will help you right there and then fill out the New York State, it's through New York State Advanced Directives, which consists of healthcare proxies and live-in wills. And we'll have all the official forms so that if you feel, if you don't have that, or even if you do, but you need to have it updated, you can come to People's Place and do that in September. And I'm sure that they will touch upon that tomorrow. But I feel from what they've been explaining to me that tomorrow is very free form and flowing and sort of however the group takes it. So
It's the first time I've ever heard of something like that. And what a great opportunity for people. And hospice is such a wonderful organization.
Yes.
And they're there for you, It's a difficult time in people's lives. So,
And this is Circle of Friends for the Dying of the Hudson Valley, who are leading this. And they've done different workshops, I guess, throughout the community. It was interesting. I found out about them when I went to River Radiology to have my bone density test. And there was a flyer, and I'm like, this looks so interesting. This was a few months ago. I'm like, we need to have them if the Wellness Empowerment Center opens, because I really want to cover, this is all part of being well.
Everyone will,
it's the
have these.
The one definite in everyone's life. And how we process it and work through it, either leading up to or kind of come out the other side through the loss of a loved one. So I think, like I said, it's open to anyone in the community. And it was interesting. We had a conversation with someone who came yesterday to do yoga, and they were like, is it okay if I'm here? I'm like, of course it's okay that you're here. And they were just like, well, because it's at People's Place, and yes, we do focus on folks who are low to moderate income. We did receive a grant from the city of Kingston through the Community Development Block Grant, which helps low to moderate income folks in our neighborhood. But I really feel, and our board feels, so passionate about the fact that it's a place for everyone in the community to come. And just like the community cafe, folks will say of means, need to come and participate in these programs, because they are the people that have the power to erase the stigma that might be associated with People's Place and other organizations like ours of, quote unquote, only the poor people go. It's for anyone. We never know when something's going to happen in our lives. And if we learned anything from COVID, I think that was a blaring example.
Absolutely.
Well, we're all sitting in the same boat. I mean, first
Correct.
of all, we're all in this
Correct.
together. So.
And so I really put it out to the community. It's for everyone in the community. It doesn't matter what your economic status is. We want everyone to come and learn. And, if you are a person who has disposable income, then maybe you will learn something from one of the instructors and decide to go to their place of business and take classes. Or maybe you will decide to donate to People's Place so we can continue to operate all of these programs. It's not, we offer it to the community for free, but it's certainly not for free.
Yeah.
It's a heavy, I will say, probably the only thing that I look at in my job that I feel as a burden is where's the money going to come from? Where's the money going to come from? Because it's a constant every single day worry about, the bills always keep coming.
Yeah, the bills never stop. The heat, the light, the roof's got a leak, the this, the that. There's
There are expenses with running a not-for-profit the same as a for-profit business.
Yeah, still got to turn the lights on in the morning and unlock the door.
We don't have a huge
liability
staff, but we do have a small staff, and we could not do it without the staff. You really need people who you know every single day are going to show up. And,
you cannot ever.
Yeah. So Death Cafe. It sounds a little odd, but I think it will be really quite fabulous, especially if we get a number of folks to come. The community cafe is a large space, and you'll be spread out, so it'll be comfortable. We have, just like throughout People's Place and also in the Wellness Center, we have air purifiers in the room to help clean the air. So, I know everybody's getting a little nervous again, but,
yes.
but it's okay. You can come. You'll be safe. That's Wednesday, but then another thing we have on Wednesday. So we have different programs happening during the day. Just to give you an idea, tomorrow we have tomorrow's the 18th. We have the stress cycle with Jennifer White, who is a licensed social worker, and it sort of talks about how you can kind of control stress within your life. Then at 12:30, that's at 10. At 12:30, we have movement with meditation. That's with Keith Bennett, and the people say they adore that. Then, of course, we have the Death Cafe, which we just spoke about at 1:30, and then at 4:30, which will be happening every Wednesday evening in our parking lot from 4:30 to 6:30, we have the Happy Cart.
Oh, now let's wonder what the Happy Cart is, Cameron.
So it's Wednesday evenings because the thrift store and the food pantry are
Always
open on Wednesday evenings. The thrift store and food pantry are open from 10 to 1 Monday through Friday, and then also Wednesday evenings from 5 to 7 in case folks are working and they need to stop after work. That gives you some time. But from 4:30 to 6:30, we have the Happy Cart. It started last week, and it's a procured hot dog cart, which is no longer a hot dog cart. It's a partnership that we're doing with Institute for Animal Happiness, and we are offering whole food, plant-based, and vegan foods for folks to try. For free. Chef Kim from our community cafe each Wednesday is making different plant-based foods, vegan, if you will. The foods are vegan. Vegan is also a lifestyle. It has to do with your different things you don't wear and animal rights and things. This is focused mostly on the food. But we do have information, so there'll be information there also that Institute for Animal Happiness is bringing. We had a table set up that will have different vegan food recipes, and then also some different things and information about how it affects your environment. But really what we want is for people to come and have access to it and taste it and enjoy it and learn about how easy it is to make a meatless meal.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and that's all free. Yeah. All free. So I can tell you last week we had, they were so scrumptious. Sweet potato, black bean with caramelized shallot street tacos. They were so good.
Delicious.
And everybody who tried, we had 51 different people come and try.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and every single person said how scrumptious.
Yeah, yeah.
I said, so see, it's okay. Meatless isn't going to kill you.
That's right.
It's cheaper and healthier.
It is. And then, so this week, Chef Kim is making vegetable fried rice. Ooh. And I have had it before. She's had it at the cafe. It's one of my favorite things that she makes. So we'll be giving bowls of that out. So just stop on by. It's free. You can learn about not just different information about plant-based whole food diets and vegan diets, but last week we gave out I don't know what you want to call them. They're like laundry detergent sheets.
Oh.
They don't come in the bottle.
Oh,
it's not liquid detergent or pods. They come as a sheet because they're more environmentally friendly.
There's no leftover packaging.
Correct.
It's
correct.
gone.
You just put the sheet in. So we have some more of those left. So we're going to be handing those out also. We're going to be handing out vegan honey. We've got that. So you got a jar of that when you came to the opening. No, because it's produced by a bee. So anyway, and we also will be, and it's really Institute for Animal Happiness that's going to be giving away each week, I think, 3 books about whether it be plant-based lifestyles or healthy eating or vegan lifestyles. And that will go based on what number you are. We're just going to pick 3 numbers, and if you're that number that comes for the food that day, then you get the free book.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I think it's a wonderful thing. If you want more information about it, you can go to peoplesplace.org. There's a little button right at the top of our website. You can click on for Happy Cart, or you can go to happyvegancart.org. Happy Vegan.
I like Happy Cart. And just the
Oh,
connotation
it's so
of it.
much fun.
Yes.
It's really bright. It's the People's Place blue and hot pink. And then we have they made all these decals. Rebecca Moore, who is the executive director of Institute for Animal Happiness, is the one who made the cart. She got the cart. She got the stickers for it, really. She came up with the design. Such a sweet, compassionate woman. And we met maybe 2 years ago. It was before COVID, and started talking about it. And finally, then COVID happened, and everything kind of got put on hold. So we were both so excited to start it. And so it started last Wednesday, and we're going to keep going and see how the feedback is.
The perfect way to introduce someone to the plant-based diet.
Yes. And
without, preaching. Here, try it.
Correct.
And if you like it, say, well, we got more of this.
It's
Yeah.
simple. Most of the product that is used for any of these recipes you can get at People's Place. They aren't necessarily expensive to buy in a grocery store, especially if you're buying produce that is in season.
Right.
Or, you can come to the free farm stand that's happening now at People's Place. Every Tuesday morning, starts around 8:45, goes to about 11:30. And we have phenomenal green beans, lots and lots of them, 2 pallets worth, that came from the Farm Hub.
Oh, wow.
So they just look beautiful. They were just delivered before I came over here. And we're also getting cucumbers and zucchini, and I think we're getting, I don't know, maybe yogurt this week. I'm not really sure. And a few other types of produce that come from the food bank, the Food Bank of Northeastern New York, which we are a member of, and do the free farm stand in partnership with them and the Farm Hub of the Hudson Valley. So you can always come to People's Place and get fresh produce. All you have to do is stand online. The line goes pretty quickly. And we just ask to know how many folks are in your household, only because we want to know how many people we're reaching.
Sure.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
So oftentimes, plant-based meals are very inexpensive, and if you learn how to do seasonings, they taste fabulous. And down the road, we're going to be offering classes in that. But starting out small.
I don't know about that, Christine.
I don't know if that's
and rain
small.
or shine, farmers market,
Yes.
rain or shine.
It's sprinkling out now, but that has not kept our volunteers away from coming to volunteer. And I have to say, through COVID, through snowstorms and rain, the volunteers continually show up. And I said that today. We were standing outside talking. It was about 7:30, and some of the volunteers were there, and they're like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "I'm doing great. Vertical. I'm standing up. That's great.
Right. That's it.
And
Positive.
I said, would love to have stayed in bed today because it's kind of cloudy. So, which brings me to thanking them immensely, because they really could have stayed in bed and decided not to come in and volunteer.
That's right. And that's the word, volunteer.
So correct.
Yes.
So, how wonderful is it that folks make this commitment to help our neighbors? It really, I'm
And
blessed.
it couldn't
to work
happen
with
without
people like
them.
this. Oh, no way. No way. People's Place does not exist without the phenomenal volunteers.
And I was amazed at the number of volunteers you have.
We need more.
So there you
do, because we have now the wellness center and the cafe is open for dine-in eating, and now we have the Happy Cart. So, and we're open on Wednesday evenings, and we really need a few volunteers for the food pantry on Wednesday evenings. We're open from 5 to 7, so that is usually a volunteer commitment about 4:30 to 7:15.
If people want to volunteer, Christine, they reach out to you at People's Place.
They can do it one of 3 ways. They can go online to peoplesplace.org and just hit the volunteer button and fill out a volunteer application right online. It comes directly to my desk. Or they can stop in and visit us at 17 St. James Street and get a volunteer application and fill it out that way, or give a call, and one of the volunteers that answer the phone could walk people through it if they aren't sure how to do it online. Before anyone comes to volunteer, once they fill out the application, we set up a tour with Shahara, and she takes them on a tour to find out all about People's Place.
Oh, great. Fantastic. And you, 1 hour, 5 hours, whatever people feel comfortable.
Right, and depending on what they can do. We look for a 1 day, a week that people can commit to. A regular shift,
schedule,
which is
yeah,
about
sure,
4
sure.
hours. But if you only have 1 or 2 hours, then we just find a spot that fits that 1 or 2
Yeah.
hours. We're grateful for whatever people want to give to us.
And what a feeling of satisfaction to be able to volunteer and help People's Place. So really think about it. Everyone who's out there listening, if you have 4 hours of your day, 1 day a week that you can give to People's Place, it's a wonderful opportunity.
Wednesday evenings, like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, not even that much, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's happening on 17 St. James Street.
And it's 8:59, look at that. And she also does time management.
Exactly. A lot of coffee. Excellent.
Tea, I don't do coffee.
There you go,
Anyway.
tea. But, yeah, well, thank you so much. We keep it up, man. You're a
Happening.
busy
Come visit
woman.
us. Come visit us. I guess if I can leave anybody with anything is don't be shy. Please come and explore what we have, whether it be the community cafe, the wellness empowerment center, the happy cart, the food pantry if you need food, the thrift store. Anyone can shop in the thrift store. It's our main economic engine. When you buy, you help people. You help our programming.
Thank you, Christine. Thank
you.
you.
Thanks.
Yeah, have a wonderful Tuesday.
Yeah, terrific
Thank
Tuesday,
you, everybody,
everybody.
for listening.
And, yeah, we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christine Hine. And thank you, Nina Postapak and Cameron Rylance for bringing us around to another terrific Tuesday. Tuesday, August 17th, 68 degrees right now here in Uptown Kingston. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Rondell Savings Bank. Long history of serving local communities and maintaining a strong tradition of customer service excellence while providing each customer with the personal attention they deserve. Rondell Savings, always working for you and the community, with branches in Kingston, West Hurley, and Hyde Park. Also online at rondoutbank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Thank you for being with us today at Kingston Community Radio and participating with us. KCR AM 920, 92.5 FM, and our live streaming on mykcr.org. Talk radio at its best. Inspired discussions of, by, and for the community. And again, thank you, Nina Postapak and Cameron Rylance, for bringing in such a nice crowd of guests today. And we invite you to be with us tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. for a Super Wednesday. Until tomorrow, we wish you every success in growing and developing Kingston and all our neighboring communities. We now return you to Magic 92.5.